Hello everyone. So today we are going towards the last part or the last theoretical part of chapter number 12, electricity. I hope you are clear with the resistance as well as the factors dependent on resistance, the combination circuits of the resistance. Okay, the combination of the circuit resistance was the parallel connection of resistors as well as the series connection of resistors. We did the two formulas for the series connection of resistors. It was something like R is equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3 till Rn. And for the same thing, that was the parallel connection of resistance, the formula was 1 upon R1 is equals to 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3 till 1 upon Rn. Fine. We will do many examples of the combination circuits of resistance in the next lecture. So today we will move on to the next thing, and that is the heating effects of electric current. Okay, the heating effects of electric current. What does this mean? My first thing is, have you ever seen where the electricity is directly changed into the heat form? Yes, many things. The most common and the first thing that was invented to change the heat into to change the electricity into direct heat, and that was known as the electrical heating laundry, to make the clothes iron. To make the clothes iron. Fine. So that is the thing, that where the electricity is directly converted into heat. Listen students, there are some type of electrical appliances which is purely resistive. That means there is no change of work from electrical energy to any other energy. And so what happens here, if the electrical appliances are purely resistive, then it directly changes the electrical energy into heat energy. Can you get the thing? If the electrical appliances is purely resistive, then the electrical energy is directly changed from electrical energy to heat energy, and this is also known as heating effects of electric current. Heating effects of electric current. Fine. Let us see the definition as well as how it is being prepared. We will also do the derivation on the same thing. Okay. So the first thing is heating effects of electric current. Let us see. I have written over here that battery or a cell is a source of energy. Battery or a cell is a source of energy. That means what? We are getting the electrical energy from where? Either two things, a battery or a cell. You know what is battery. Battery is a combination of cell. Fine. Battery is a combination of cells. Okay. So if the heat energy is resistive, then the battery or a cell directly changes into the form of heat energy. Battery or a cell directly changes into the form of heat energy. So if the electric circuit is purely resistive, the entire energy of a cell or a battery turns into heat, and this is known as heating effects of electric current. Please note this definition. It is important to write in the examination if it is asked. Okay, I am repeating this thing. If the electric circuit is resistive, the entire energy of a cell or a battery turns into heat, and this is known as heating effects of electric current. Okay, so what happens? No doubt the battery or a cell will get discharged, means the charging will become low in a battery or a cell, but that energy will be directly changing into the form of what? Say heat energy. Okay, so the energy will be directly changed into the form of heat energy. Okay. And the another name of heating effects of electric current is also known as Joule's law of heating. As we all know that Joule is an SI unit of work. Fine. Joule is an SI unit of work done. So this energy, that is the Joule's law of heating, it is say the another name of the heating effects of electric current. So students in exam, if they are asking us, write a short note on Joule's law of heating, we will be writing the same thing. We will be writing the same thing. Okay, and if they are asking the heating effects of electric current, still the same answer we need to write. But there is a question, how we will derive the heating effects of electric current. Students, you might have listened in our day-to-day life that we are using the electrical power. Okay, the power is being wasted. Power, what is power? The energy required to do work is known as power. The energy required to do work is known as power. That was a mechanical quantity. In the electrical quantity, it is the same thing. Okay, what is power? Power is the energy required to do work. But in the electrical form, we will state it differently. Let us see. Here, our P is always equals to V multiplied by I. Okay. So what is P over here? Here P is equals to power. Fine. What is V? V is the potential difference. Okay, and what is I? It is the electric current. I have not written this properly, but fine, it will work. P is equals to VI. So this definition of power, you can also say that the product of potential difference and electric current is known as power. Okay. The product of potential difference and electric current is known as power. Okay, so here we can write again that P is equals to V multiplied by I. Fine. Now students, you should know that what is the formula for electric current. Okay, what is the formula for electric current? Then that was something like I is equals to Q upon T. Find the number of electric charge passing through a cross-section area in a definite time interval is known as electric current. Find the number of electrical charge passing through a cross-section area in definite time interval is known as electric current I. So just now I am having formula I is equals to Q upon T. I can suppose these values instead of this I, so the formula also becomes P is equals to V multiplied by Q upon T. Fine, I have substituted the values of electric current I of Q upon T. So this is the another formula of power, that is V Q upon T. So this is the second formula and this is the first formula for electrical power. Now you can also say that the potential difference multiplied by the electric charge with respect to time is also known as power. In examinations, they might ask you some type of numericals in which they have given us the electric charge, the potential difference as well as time. Then we need to find power. Then you need to suppose this formula. We will do it by this formula. We will solve various examples through which you will be having the idea how to solve these numericals. Okay, so this is P is equals to VQ upon T. Okay, and this is P is equals to VI. That is the general formula of the potential difference. Power. That potential difference product of electric current will give you electric power. Okay. So just now we are dealing with what? Say power, but we need to find the heating effects of electric current. So just now we will see what is heating effects of electric current. Now as I told you that how much energy you are using to do the work is known as power. Fine, but for how much time, that is also dependent. Fine, time is always dependent of energies. Means you can know that how many kilometers you are driving your car in how much time, that will give you an average velocity. The same thing, how many hours you are running your fan or AC, that is also dependent on time. So over here, the heating effects of electric current is denoted as H. Fine, it is denoted as H. And so H is equals to power multiplied by time. I hope you are getting. The product of power with time is known as heating effects of electric current. Fine. I hope you are clear with this. heating effects of electric current is equals to product of power and time. So H is equals to P dot T. H is equals to P dot T. Now we know the formula of power. Yes. What is the formula of power? Therefore power is equals to VI, you can write. So instead of P we can write V dot I, and so it is known as H is equals to VIT. Students, you can see over here I have substituted the values of P, that is power, is equals to V dot I, that is VIT. H is equals to VIT. I hope you are clear with this. Okay, so this H is equals to VIT, then power is equals to VI. So this is the first formula for heat. Okay, the heating effects of electric current can also be said that the product of potential difference, electric current and time is known as heating effects of electric current. It is known as heating effects of electric current. One more thing we are having, and that is Ohm's law. What was the Ohm's law stating, students? That is V is equals to IR. Okay, Ohm's law states that V is equals to IR. Now one more thing we can do over here is what? I can substitute the values of V, that is IR, in the equation V. Okay, can you get my point? If V is equals to IR, then I can substitute the values of V over here in this equation of heating effects of electric current, and so it becomes H is equals to V. V is what? IR multiplied by IT. Fine. Heating is equals to IR multiplied by IT. And so this becomes H is equals to I into I is I square RT. And this is said to be the final formula for heating effects of electric current. This is the final formula for heating effects of electric current. Fine. Where H is equals to I square RT. H is equals to I square RT. Okay. That we will see what is the general formula and the SI units of heating effects of electric currents. I hope you are clear with this, students. Okay. So the first what we did, that we told that P is equals to VI. Then we came for P is equals to VI and V is equals to Q upon T. That will be left over there only. That is P is equals to VQ upon T. Now we did that heat. Heat is equals to what? P dot T. Fine. That is power multiplied by time. Then we went for the H is equals to VIT, because substituting the values of P, that is V dot I. Substituting the values of P, that is V dot I. And Ohm's law, that is V is equals to IR. So what we did, H is equals to IR multiplied by I gets multiplied R and T. So this is also known as heating effects of electric current. I hope you are clear with this. Okay. One more thing I need to tell you is this. I am rubbing this thing so that it will be convenient to you. Now, the next thing what we see is H is equals to I square. I stands for electric current. Fine. Over here, H is equals to heat. I is electric current. R is resistance. T is time. So over here you can see that H is directly proportional to electric current square, means the square of the electrical current that is being used up is directly proportional to heat. So if you want to produce some heat in any electrical appliances, you need to use the electrical current square of the same thing. So if you want to produce the heat of say 2 joule, okay, you need to produce the electric current of 4 ampere. Getting my point? Your H is directly proportional to I square. So if you want to produce the heat of 2 joule, it will be equivalent to I square. Okay, it will be equivalent to I square. Fine. Rather than that, everything is equal. Heat is directly proportional to resistance. If the resistance increases, heat also increases. And the next thing was H is directly proportional to time t. Fine. The only thing is we need to see. They can also ask this in examinations. If we want to find the number of heat, that is 3 joule, what is the electric current required? It will be always the square of that, and that is 9. That is 9. Okay, and suppose if they are asking that if we want to find the heat from electric current 16 ampere, then what is the heat produced? Heat will be 4. Then you need to square root of that things. So H is proportional to I square, H is proportional to R, and H is proportional to T. Fine. I hope you are okay with this. One more thing I need to tell you. We saw power, and power was V proportional to V dot I. Okay. The SI unit of power is what? The SI unit of power is what? You have heard in the day-to-day life that how much watt of electricity you are using. That means how much of power you are using up your energies or electricity to use. And so the SI unit of power in the terms of electrical quantities is known as watt. Watt you can also say like watt is equals to what is VA. Here V is the voltage, A is the ampere, and W is equals to power. Okay. On the same way, you can also find the SI unit of heat. See students, the common SI unit of heat is always measured in joule. Joule is the SI unit of work, and so only it was known as the Joule's law of heating. And so only it was known as Joule's law of heating. But if you want to write, then you can write like this: H is equals to PT. Then what is P? Watt multiplied by seconds. Okay, but it is equivalent to joule. It is equivalent to joule. Fine. I hope you all are clear with the heating effects of electric current. The battery or a cell energy dissipated, which is purely resistive, always dissipates into the form of heat, and that is known as heating effects of electric current. The general formula is H is equals to I square RT. H is equals to I square RT. Fine. I hope you are clear with this. The next topic what I wrote is the practical applications of heating effects of electric current. That means where we are using the heating effects of electric current in day-to-day life. Means where we are using the we are changing the electrical energy into heat energy. Okay. So my first thing is laundry iron. Yes, of course, we are using to iron our clothes, and that is laundry iron, and that is electric in nature. Okay, because we need electricity to plug in, and then we can use the laundry irons. The next thing is toaster sandwich. Yes, toaster sandwich. We are making the grilled sandwiches. The toast sandwiches or the toast by toasting it, and that is also in the form of electrical energy, where the electrical energy is changed into the heat. Next is electrical kettle. Electrical kettle is used to store the tea, and as it can keep the tea hot for a longer period of time by just giving an electric current to it. Okay. And the next thing is electrical stove. Electrical stove we are using in our day-to-day life. I hope you know electrical stove are now being replaced by the LPG gas stove, also known as induction cooktop. Fine. This electric stove is also known as induction cooktop. Used in our day-to-day life, it can also have a temperature of 2700 degrees Celsius, and that is too much. It can cook any food within 3 or 4 minutes. Okay. So I hope you are clear with this. One more thing, and that is known as tungsten filament. That is known as tungsten filament. Okay. Said to be the most heat resistive substance ever made. Said to be the most heat resistive substance ever made, can approximate bear the temperature like 3380 degrees Celsius. That is way too much. These filament substances were tungsten filament substances were used before for making electrical bulbs. That yellow color bulb you might have seen in the old age homes. Fine. And that was the tungsten filament can bear up to the temperature of approximate, I am saying, I am not saying you the exact amount, 3380 degrees Celsius. Okay, this is also a form of heating effects of electric current because it can bear the maximum temperature from all the materials. Okay, so this is known as practical applications. One more thing about power is, we know that in our home the electric bill is coming fine. A man will be coming and giving us the electrical bill. In what forms they are measuring the electric bill current? Okay, in what forms they are measuring the electric bill? Okay, that we need to see. As I told you students, the general formula for power is P is equals to VI. What is the general formula for Ohm's law? You can write V is equals to IR. As we did over there, you can write over here P is equals to IR multiplied by I. Okay, and that becomes P is equals to I square R. And that becomes P is equals to I square R. This is the third formula for power. This was the first, this is the second, and this is the third one we have known till date. P is equals to I square R. One more thing we can do from this, and that is, if P is equals to VI, okay, if P is equals to VI, then we can write again the Ohm's law, but in the form of not V, in the form of I. And so that becomes I is equals to V upon R. I is equals to V upon R. So that becomes P is equals to, instead of V cap, keep as it is, instead of I we write V upon R. And so P is equals to V square upon R. P is equals to V square upon R. I hope you are clear with this, students. This is the fourth general formula for power. The SI unit of power is what? The SI unit of power is what? Fine. It is quite getting mixed up over here, but you please pay attention on the board work. It is quite important to you. Okay, and if you want to write, please pause the video and write this derivation. It can be asked in your examinations also. So this is quite important. Okay, the SI unit of this is always what? Okay, I hope you are clear with these things. So we are moving on towards the last derivation of this chapter, and I am going to solve it over here again. Okay. Fine. So the next thing is, as I told you that the electric bill coming at our home is also measured in the form of power, and that is watt. But what or how much watt? See, the unit of watt is quite low. The unit of watt is quite low, and so they are using kilowatt. Yeah, 1 K stands for 1000. 1 kilo stands for 1000. Okay, and so this formula of 1 power can be written as 1 kilowatt hour. Here you can see, students, this is what heat, what I told you, because this is resembling the equation. The result is H is equals to PT. Now P is what? Okay, and T is time. So heat can be written as kilowatt hour, or also known as 1000 multiplied by watt multiplied by hour, H. Okay, I hope you are clear with this. So what is the form of electricity? We will be telling the form of electricity in which our bill is being paid is said to be the usage as 1 unit. Now remember students, 1 unit of is said to be 1 kilowatt hour. 1 unit is equals to 1 kilowatt hour. Okay, and so what happens? We will solve over here. As I told you, 1 K is equals to 1000. 1 watt is equals to 1, and 1 hour. Now you know that 1 hour stands for 60 minutes. Okay. But as I told you that the SI unit of time is always seconds. The SI unit of time is always seconds. And so that becomes 60 multiplied by 60, and that is 3000 seconds. That is 3000 seconds. So 1 hour is equals to 60 into 60 is equals to 3000 seconds. Now we can substitute this value over here, and so we need to write 1 unit is equals to what? 1 kilowatt hour. So that is 1000 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 3600, and so we can write this 1 unit is equals to 36 lakh. Okay students, because 3 zeros I am having here and 2 zeros over here to 36, so that is 36 lakh. In short, we can also write this as 1 unit is equals to 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joule of energy. Okay. 1 unit is equals to 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joule of energy. Listen students, 10 raised to 5 stands for 1 lakh. 10 higher 1 lakh. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I did that, and 1 decimal point I am shifting over here. And so this becomes 6. And so it is 1 unit is equals to 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joule. Okay, I hope you are clear with this. 1 unit is equals to 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joule. Okay, done. So this is 1 unit is equals to 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joule. In what forms the electricity is coming at our home is this. Okay, this is said to be 1 unit, and there is, and according to the state wise, the prices are dependent on 1 unit. Say in Gujarat it is like 5 or 6 rupees per unit in our home. Okay. There are 2 types of general connections in our home, also for the domestic use. It is always 220 voltage for the domestic use, and for the industrial use it is said to be 440 voltage, and that is industrial use. Here IU stands for industrial use, DU stands for domestic use. Okay, this much of electric voltage is coming at our home in day-to-day life. So I hope you are clear with this. Please write these things. It is quite important in examinations. If they are asking us to explain the unit of electricity, then you need to write this. Okay. So I hope you are clear with these things. One small sum we are going to solve so that you are clear with the power. Now friends, you know that the formula for power is P is equals to VI. Fine. So I can write over here P is equals to VI. What they have given us? Potential difference V is equals to 220 voltage. Electric current I is equals to 0.5 ampere. So P is equals to V dot I. Okay. P is equals to V dot I. We can substitute the values. It is quite simple. I can write this electric current 0.5 ampere as 1 upon 2 ampere. Okay, substituting these values, P is equals to what is voltage? 220 voltage multiplied by 1 upon 2. 2 and 120 gets cancelled out, that is 110, and that is 110 watt is the answer. Fine students, one more sum I am having that we will solve it to the next lecture. today we will keep till here. I hope you are clear with this. The power, the heating effects of electric current, the units of heating effects of electric current that we solved over here, and the different formulas for power, that is P is VI, P is VQ upon T, P is equals to I square R, and P is equals to V square upon R. Okay, and the general formula for heating is H is equals to I square RT. Fine, thank you.